Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and every week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in either the realm of sales and or leadership. I know the last numbers of weeks we've been really focusing on sales. That's probably one of my passions. I'm going to start doing some more on leadership. I may even do two a week. So the folks out there that have been reaching to me saying we would love some more leadership stuff too, Dean. But today's show is really, really a spot-on show for me. And the title of today's show is Don't Make a Cold Call a Cold Call. Yep, don't make a cold call a cold call. Wow, what a week. I really love what I do in growing businesses. I get the opportunity every week to really apply everything I share with you, with my companies, and the stories I share with you are real and happening. And I hope that means something to you, because I'm not just sharing something that I read in a book or I pontificated about years ago. This stuff is all action that's happening while we speak. And I know this show is going on while the pandemic's going on, so there's still unique opportunities. And I'm not going to go there today, but I can tell you those that are using this time to sharpen their axe, get their things together, do those touches they should have always been doing, are just going to have epic results. And quite frankly, some of them are having epic results right now. So this week was epic, and I got to tell you, I can't even, I always want to share how important it is to get depth in the companies of the people you're trying to help with your product. It's something I rant about every week. You've got to know your customer and build that depth. But I got to tell you, knowing your customer prior to meeting them can really help in building the rapport and relationships. And you can do it subtly. So when you know this stuff about them, like one of the things I've shared with you before, I don't like referrals. Everybody goes, we got to get referrals. I don't like referrals. What I like is persons that know the person I want to be referred to, and they give me data and I cold call them, versus a referral where they have the opportunity to create my first impression. So we're not going to go there. There's some shows that you can go back and look at that are about referrals and stuff. Well, this week it happened again. It happened again to me where knowing your customer in advance makes a difference. So I was talking with one of my sales team, and they were telling me about a potential customer that had actually paid a little money to get involved with us, and they freaked out and said they're not interested at all. No interest at all. And when I was talking to my salesperson, she was going, Dean, I don't know. They just shut me down. They have no interest at all. They won't even talk to me. And so I asked her, I said, would it be okay if I called and just tried? And she goes, yeah, but it's not going to do any good. She has no interest. And I said, she's not going to talk to you either. And I go, okay, but can I try? Can I use what I do? And she goes, yeah, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. So I got her name, where she was from, and where the business is. And then the first thing I did, remember, don't make a cold call a cold call. And we've shared this on previous shows. The first thing I did was Google her. When I Googled her, all kinds of information came up. I was able to find out where she went to school. I was able to find out, actually, it had her home address, it had everything about her. I could see she was divorced. I knew she had a son. But then I got the nugget of gold. The nugget of gold. She had written a book. So I went to Amazon, and sure it was her book. It was on Amazon, and it was available at Kindle. And I think it was like $4 or something, Kindle download. So I bought it, because remember, when you're doing your CVs and you look at a value of a customer, the lifetime value of a customer for us in this company is anywhere from 80 to 100 grand. So you think $6 bothers me? The salesperson's going to make a couple grand on it. You think $6 should bother them? Probably not. If you're not willing to invest in yourself a little bit, if you're in sales, you probably need to be doing something else. So at any rate, I downloaded the book. And after I read it, it was a short book. It was 60 pages. It was a Kindle book. I'm a pretty fast reader. I skimmed through the chapters. It was actually a pretty cool book. It really told me a lot about her and the personalities that she wrote it in, and what the book was about is kind of not important, but I was able to really dive into some stuff. So I decided I'd call her, and so I did. I called her, and when I called her, I introduced myself. I'm Dean Akers, ... And she goes, "Look, I told your people I have no interest." And I got that. I'm not calling about anything else. I just wanted to call you to tell you I really enjoyed your book. And that's the only reason. And then I was quiet. I shut up. "What? You read my book?" "Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, chapter 9, the things I got out of that, ... And I really thought it was an interesting book." She goes, "Wow, I really appreciate you reading my book." And I said, "Well, I really appreciate you writing it." It was a well done book, and it was about emotional stuff. It was a help book. And so what happened is she started telling me about her journey, not even the book. She started telling me about her son. She started telling me about her business and what she was doing. And suddenly it became apparent what was going on with her reaction to us. And it had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do other than, quite frankly, we didn't understand her, didn't know her, and blah, 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 blah. So, as she was telling me, here's what ended up happening. That call was a 30-minute call. She thanked me and said, "I look forward to visiting you again." And I said, "Well, I just want to thank you again, and thank you for giving me all this time." And she goes, "Well, thank you, and we will for sure talk again." And then I, hung up, wrote a handwritten note to her, which has gone in the mail, with an article about something she shared with me that was kind of a little bit of something to her that absolutely had nothing to do business. Now, will she become a client? Will she become a client? I don't know. But I promise you, I'm a lot closer now. And those that know me, candidly, I wouldn't bet against her joining us as a client. So my message this week to all of you out there, and it's just spot on again, and I see this shoot ourselves in the foot thing that happens on an ongoing basis when we don't really do the research and really prepare for that cold call. So again, don't make a cold call a cold call. Thanks for tuning in this week. I hope this story resonates with you. We're in the pandemic right now. There's tons of opportunities to research. There's tons of opportunity and time to do the things. I've got people, that aren't commuting, so they got that hour each way that they should be sharpening their axe versus sitting around drinking coffee. There's just so much opportunity, and I'm not going to go deep into that. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at help@adjunctco.com. That's help@adjunctco.com. And I answer all my emails. And I really appreciate all my listeners across the globe. And I think I'm in 140 countries now. And I just really appreciate you tuning in each week. And just remember to share this if it helps you. Share it with another. Pay it forward. And remember, don't make a cold call a cold call.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.